Okay, I'm going to bring the big man up. Let's just jump into it. So I grew up in a lot of sports. As you guys can see, I'm a big fella. I've done a lot of boxing and I got into mixed martial arts, so I am labelled a cage fighter, which again brings the label a very tough, strong man. Little did people know that my world came crashing down after a panic attack on an aeroplane, which shrunk myself down to being stuck in my bedroom, shaking, scared, petrified. And that's where it was. No one really knew. I was ashamed to tell people because I've got this stigma behind being a big lad. And yeah, I went on a journey. I sort of stood in a field one day with my dog thinking, I can't live like this. I thought I'm either going to go into a mental institute with a straitjacket or if this is going to kill me. I stood there with my little dog and thought, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to find out what it is and I'm going to learn as much as I can about this to be able to recover. So I went on a journey. I went to the doctors and I said, look, some of you guys are going to understand this in here, this feeling. I said to the doctor, this is going to sound weird and very embarrassing, but I don't feel like I'm here. I feel like I'm slightly behind myself. I feel slightly dizzy. I feel like everything's too loud when the dog barks, blah, blah, blah. And he said, that's anxiety. Take these tablets, bye-bye. Within seconds, I was diagnosed and I left the doctors thinking, yes, I'm not broken, I can recover. And me and my wife looked at these tablets and thought these are antidepressants. And we thought, right, I don't have this issue due to lack of this tablet. Now, a lot of my family on antidepressants, I grew up around them, I've never taken them. But I thought, right, I gave them back to the doctors and then my journey started. I'm going to get knowledge on this. I went on TikTok. Let's do a show of hands who went on TikTok and found the God. There we go. Powerful. So I went on TikTok. I followed a couple of accounts. I think Magnus was the second or third person. And I just loved his videos. I'd like to say I'm quite a simple man and I like simple content. And Magnus has just worked for me. It was just precise, direct, and I just really resonated with him. I got in touch. I said, I need you today. I need your help ASAP. And we went on this beautiful journey, the scariest journey of my life, especially with exposures, but I put 100% trust in this man, and I just said to him, he gave my life back to me, and it's been highs and lows, but the best thing that's ever happened to me, because now I just feel like, we were talking about earlier, I just feel like my life is a million times better. Every day I went to the train station, I went and flew a small plane. That was terrifying. It was so small, I didn't really fit. And then up to a couple of months ago, I jumped on a fear of flying course. So it was a big commercial plane with 300 anxious people, and a lot of people ran off screaming. And I sat there in this seat and thought, again, I'm willing to not breathe. I don't need air. I'm happy to not have air. I'm happy to have these feelings. I accept these feelings in my stomach, my throat. And if I have to die in this moment, I allow myself to die in this moment. I don't care. I let go. And I flew in the air and it was success. Everyone cheered, cried, and it wasn't actually as hard as I made out previously. Thank you for listening. I'm Will Humphrey and I am anxiety disorder free. Thank you. Thank you.
I've got a question for your wife, if that's okay, first of all. What's it been like witnessing Will's struggles? Like, first of all, what was that like?
Well, we've been together about 11 years now, so and he's flown all around the world with me and he's never experienced this before, so really it just came out of the blue about 3 years ago, and it actually got worse and worse to the point where he couldn't even go in a car or go in a lift, or we couldn't do anything together, even go on a walk. Because I'm quite spontaneous, and so we're polar opposites. I like to spice up the walk, but Will would need a particular route, basically. Yeah. So it was quite intense, especially for understanding, because I haven't gone through it, and to see him change so drastically and go downhill, it was difficult. But I would support him regardless, always. But yeah, it was an interesting, upsetting time for him to see him so distressed. But yeah, he's overcome it a lot now.
What's it like now, seeing Will going on a plane, going on trains, going in the car, actually living life, enjoying his summer? What's that like, seeing that?
Yeah, it's great, really, really good. It's completely changed since he's been speaking to you, because I booked him hypnosis, I made him jump out of a plane, he tried therapy, I booked everything I could possibly see on Google, and then he found you, and so it's since speaking to you and the group as well, as he talks about everyone all the time. I know you and have never seen you before. But yeah, no, I'm really proud of him, and also it's helped our relationship. It didn't affect our relationship, but it affects your partner. I'm not going through it, but I am. I'm feeling his emotions. I'm having to drive more. I'm having to choose the routes of where we walk and tell him in advance. I had to fly on holiday on my own. So it did affect us, but not so much anymore. Yeah. You're proud of him? Yeah, for sure. He knows that. For sure.
Honestly, well, super proud of you, man.
Thank you for everything you've done.